A few days passed in the blink of an eye. Iba and I spent time packing all of our belongings at the house, waiting for Motoyama to arrive. Oh good, he's coming back. Luckily for us, Motoyama took care of all of our travel arrangements, including booking a ship upon which we could sail for Ezo safely.
He's really taking his time. He was supposed to be here ages ago. How unlike him.
I wonder if anything happened to him. Motoyama was, above all things, reliable, and very few outside of Iba and I knew of his affiliation with the Ugeki unit. But considering the tense political climate, it wasn't beyond the realm of possibility that he could be interrogated by an Imperial soldier. Iba began pacing around the room, nibbling on his lower lip in deep concentration.
I am going to scan the perimeter. Wait here, just in case anything happens.
Okay. I don't like this. Days stretched agonizingly slow as we waited. I hope Motoyama's not dead. Oh, thank goodness. Phew.
My apologies, Yukimura. I am terribly late.
Oh, Motoyama, you're safe! Since you're normally so punctual, we were growing scared that you had been nabbed by some Imperial soldiers.
I hadn't meant to frighten you. Procuring this took longer than I had anticipated.
Motoyama turned around and dragged what looked to be a new case of luggage in front of us. What is this?
My guess is a new outfit for you.
No way! Motoyama, I could kiss you. For me?
Yes. If anyone on the black ship spots you in a kimono, you'll stick out like a sore thumb.
A warship which was used by Commodore Matthew Perry when he first visited Japan with the intention of opening up its borders. Wait, did you really do all this for me? These are beautiful. This couldn't have been cheap.
No cost is too great in regards to your safety, especially since the Shinsengumi are involved. Go ahead. Try it on.
Okay. Please, excuse me. I was unaccustomed to how snugly the uniform fit. Man, the last time we had a uniform was in Toshi's route. That's how long it's been. I can't believe it took until Iba for us to get clothes again. Compared to my kimono, I felt so nimble, but it was quite jarring not to feel any clothing flow behind me. It almost felt as though I were naked, considering how tightly it hugged my proportions. Which proportions? Motoyama, I know you're trying to get these two together, it's happened now. But, you know, it shouldn't fit too snugly, just in case. Hopefully I didn't look too silly. You guys? All finished.
Oh, you're wearing it? Let me see.
Did we actually get a picture? Aw, it's just the sprite. I hope she was gonna get her own dedicated CG. You look great, though. We so rarely see her. Both men are dumbfounded. Does it look strange?
No, not at all. Actually. How unfortunate.
Huh? What do you mean?
It's unfortunate that we've given you men's attire, as I imagine a woman's outfit would be more... Hey, Eva, would it kill you not to flirt with her at every given opportunity? Don't chide me. I wasn't being serious.
Uh-huh. Really? Really?
Say, why don't we get going? If we wait any longer, the ship may sail without us. Oh, you're right. Let's get to it then.
I like that guys ogled her for once. So often it's her ogling the guy in his new outfit change. So it was nice to have the tables turned. Excellent.
The black ship is anchored at the bay. There's a small rowboat we can use to get closer to it. Sure, got it.
All three of us arrived to the bay, and Motoyama pointed out his little rowboat. Then a familiar voice called out to us. I have no idea. There's very few people who would call Chizuru by her first name. Might be Sen, but I think they went back. Well, we'll find out in post.
Iba! Chizuru!
Hey, It is you guys! I thought you had left! Okay, good.
Phew, I was beginning to worry we'd miss you.
Sen and Kimigiku, have you come to see us off?
Of course. We're friends after all.
Have you all given yourselves time to prepare mentally? Ezo is in chaos. I imagine you will witness things that may deeply trouble you. My assumption is that Takeda will travel to Ezo too, seeing as there is no shortage of blood for the taking.
Yes, I've adequately prepared. I must see to his death myself.
Be careful out there, you two. Promise me that you'll return alive.
We will. Please take care of yourselves too, Sen. All of us bowed to each other politely, and we bid our farewell under a silver moon to Sen and Kimigiku. The ocean was sparkly and calm, and as our rowboat reached the ship, I peeked at my somber reflection in the water, hoping our dear friends were still alive. How nice. Friends seeing her off. That's lovely. And any future CGs should now have Chizuru in her new clothes, which is great. Love seeing my girl in her new threads. So cute. And now we're into the final chapter. Maybe more smooches in our future, but we actually had that all settled away last time. Let's see. Well, I would hope we were in full bloom. Okay, we're doing good. We had finally arrived in Ezo, and a bevy of familiar faces came rushing to the shore to meet us, and an indelible warmth flooded my chest. Wow. What a nice place.
Miss Yukimura, you're safe.
Hey! You know, if you were alive this whole time, you could have sent us a letter or something.
Nomura, calm down.
Nomura. He's been worried sick. Sweet boy.
How can you expect me to be calm? When we got word of the ambush on the Yugeki unit, I just assumed you were all goners in Hakone.
Soma, Nomura, Shimada. Everyone had seemed genuinely concerned. I was partly elated to think that I mattered as much to them, but I couldn't help but feel a tad guilty. You guys, I'm so sorry for worrying you.
Don't sweat it, kid. Nomura's just got a big mouth that needs to run every minute or two.
Aw, come on. Give me a break. Can't blame a guy for thinking of the worst case scenario.
Toshi, you're looking well. Of course. I've got a little more unfinished business to do before I let those bastards dig a grave for me.
Aw, Toshi. Oh my goodness! I don't remember this guy's voice at all. I remember the other guy, but I don't remember the main guy. It's been ages. I'll put the right voice in later.
Wow, what an exquisite surprise to see you've made the trip out to Ezo.
Really? I had imagined that if Iba were involved, he'd be the first one here.
Enomoto, Otori. It's been a long time. Chizuru, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Takeaki Enomoto, a Bakushin, and Keisuke Otoru, leader of the Denshu Company. Hey, Enomoto's president of the Republic of Ezo now.
President? That's a rather important possession, isn't it?
Well, importance is relative, but think of me as the leader of the old guard, a rebellion of sorts.
You sell yourself short, friend. There is no one more perfectly suited for the position.
Many thanks, but even I have my limits. I fear that our forces are reaching an impasse. In an ideal world, establishing a just and harmonious government for this country would be simpler. But our time and resources are beginning to wane, and it appears our final stand is here.
In fairness, both Sen and Kimigiku had warned me, so I was somewhat prepared for bad news, but it was a bleak and desperate situation. Say, I haven't seen Kondo, Saito, or Okita anywhere.
Well...
As soon as I made mention of their names, the mood in the room instantly soured and everyone's expressions became rather grim. Did you also forget Heisuke and Sanan? You know, where are they? My heart sank and Hijikata let out a heavy sigh.
Huh. Kondo's passed away. He was executed by Imperials weeks ago.
What?
Saito stayed behind in Aizu. Whether he's dead or alive, we have no clue.
He stayed behind in Aizu? Kimigiku had made mention that Aizu's lush fields were being reduced to smoldering ash. That Saito remained didn't bode well for his future.
As for Soji, the kid can barely stand, let alone fight from his tuberculosis. I had to leave him too. I just hope he has the strength to fight it. Shinpachi and Harada, well, after things went south in Kofu, they pledged their allegiance to another troop and left the Shinsengumi.
I forgot, in this route, did Shin and Harada not leave until after we were being... Oh, right, because that all happened after. I forgot. That first battle happens, it goes bad, they come back licking their wounds, and then they leave shortly after that. But we were left in Iba's care and never got to see any of that. Oh, I totally forgot. Even though I was hearing it from Hijikata himself, nothing could soften the blow of his revelations, and I felt dizzy trying to take all of it in. My knees wobbled and I wanted to faint.
Chizuru, are you alright?
Yes, quite fine.
Hey, listen. This isn't easy for anyone to hear, so why don't you get some rest, eh?
No, I'll be okay. Please, let me stay with you.
If that's what you want, then I oblige.
Iba shared a kind smile, but he immediately turned to Hijikata and resumed his stern expression.
Toshi, I have something that requires your immediate attention. Would you mind if we spoke alone for a moment? Yeah, sure. Right this way.
Oh yeah, the office. I followed after the two of them into another room, and Hijikata slid the door shut before going into a hushed but frantic conversation. Hold on, I need some water. There we go.
First things first. I never expected you to bring Yukimura all the way here. Yes, about that. I must apologize. My intention was not to return her to the Shinsengumi, if that is what concerns you. What do you mean by that? Unfortunately, she has acquired an unseemly admirer, so it is up to me to see that she is kept safe. Who's after her? Is it Kazuma or Amagiri?
Dang. Really? Amagiri? See, even Toshi's like, Amagiri has more of a chance of being an admirer. Yeah, I'm like, Iba, you might want to say unseemly admirer, because Toshi will immediately think of Kazuma.
No, but you are well acquainted with him. He is a former Shinsengumi captain, Kanryusai Takeda. Him? That bastard's still alive? Yes, and even worse, he has become a fury and has a demon's arm. His powers surpass ours combined. Well, god damn it. That's a thorn in our side. He's got a demon's arm, too. How the hell did he do that? Indeed. I tell you this because I, too, am a recipient of a demon's arm, thanks in no small part to the Water of Life. What? So you're a Fury now, too? Afraid so. I had no other choice given my previous circumstances. But I regret nothing.
Hijikata's mouth was agape as he was seemingly at a loss for words, but eventually... Poor Toshi.
In truth, this is a little hard to believe, but I know you're not the type to joke or pull my leg. Alright, so catch me up to speed with why Takada's after Yukimura. It is strange, almost difficult to explain. Suffice to say, Takada has taken to her because of her pure-blooded lineage. He craves offspring.
Also, we both have the same arm. I've been in love with her for years, and that desire kind of married over to Takada, so... But that's neither here nor there.
It puts us in a compromising position, one that I doubt we can recover from should he take her. And, as of now, I do not see anyone currently serving in the Shinsengumi who can handle Takada. Whoa there. That's a bold statement you're making, pal. But I guess if Yukimura's not whining about it in usual form, then you're probably right. Above anything else, I care more deeply about her than anything. Living without her at my side is unthinkable.
Then Iba slowly turned himself to face me. There was candor and love in his eyes. Enough to make me blush, though I played it off. I had no intention of leaving Iba's side, and I would rather die than fall into Takada's clutches.
Well, guess I don't have to ask Yukimura what she wants either. You know, I had a feeling leaving you two alone would turn out like this, though.
Uh-huh.
Sure, then. She's yours, man. You can protect her to your heart's content. You love her, right?
Iba's eyes quivered, his soft green irises glowing in front of me, and he was on the verge of tears.
I cannot thank you enough.
Yeah, it's no small feat to get the blessing of the canon root. Congratulations, Iba, you did it. He bowed deeply, to which Hijikata nodded. Receiving his blessing from Hijikata, whom he greatly respected as a friend and colleague, I could only imagine how much all of it had meant to Iba, and he began to beam.
Ah, and before I forget, obtaining the demon's hand came with strict stipulation. As an indirect member of the demon community, I have been forbidden from participating in wars or events that affect normal human society. That includes the war that currently threatens us and the rest of our comrades. Wait. So in other words, you're telling me that you can't fight with us? I am so sorry. No need to apologize, man. If anything, it's a load off my back, because now I can't order you to your death.
Hijikata. There was regret in his eyes, and I only imagined how much guilt he may have felt losing so many of his beloved comrades against the Imperial Army. It was a burden that was impossible to bear alone, and he was the Shinsengumi's talisman. My chest tightened nervously as I watched him.
But man, damn if I'm not impressed. I still can't believe you two made it all the way to Ezo to join us. If you'd stayed behind in Edo, you probably could have lived the rest of your life in luxury. Not possible. Especially knowing how much men like you have sacrificed for our sake. Right, Chizuru?
Of course.
Fine, fine. Just do me a favor and take all of this in. Hold on to our memories if you can. I want everyone to remember how we lived. Yes, sir. However, let me warn you. Fury powers are nothing to fuck with, and you shouldn't use them unless absolutely necessary. Why is that? Before they passed away in Sendai, Sanon and Heisuke let me in on a little secret.
Oh no, they're dead. I shouldn't have asked about them.
Using those powers comes at the cost of your normal lifespan. Every power used is another day taken. Once the well's dry, you turn to ash.
In a fit of terror, I glanced over to Eva, hoping for a bit of comfort, but...
So I've heard. However, the only person upon whom I intend on using my powers is Takeda. Him and him alone.
Eva was unwavering. So you heard. Where did you hear that from? I suppose to him, sacrificing his own life force was a small cost in the interest of protecting me. I was so overcome with gratitude for Eva's benevolence that guilt sank my stomach further. Just then, someone rapped the door boisterously.
Hey! Hijikata! Eva! Just how long you guys gonna chat for?
Iba, are you almost done in there? Enomoto claims that he intends on throwing us a celebration to welcome us back. From what I hear, there will be plenty of sake involved.
Toshi. Damn it. Always with the sake around here. Well, whatever. You go on ahead. I mean, who knows how long we've got. Okay. Let's go, Chizuru.
Sure. Break out the sake.
Alright, folks. Feel free to drink to your heart's content. We have some foreign liquor as well.
My, thank you again.
Have you ever drunk whiskey before, Iba?
From what I recall, it was one of Lord Yoshinobu's favorites, so I was blessed to try it once or twice. Ah, almost forgot you were an Okazume.
An organization intent on protecting the shogunate. It is comprised of talented swordsmen from shogunate and lower-ranking vassals.
Care to try some, Chizuru?
What, me? I haven't got the stomach for it.
Aw, come now. One sip won't kill you. Try it.
Eva reached over a small porcelain cup with a brown liquid whose scent made my nose turn. I put the cup to my lips and took a small sip. It was syrupy, bitter enough to sting my nostrils.
And what's the verdict?
A little different than sake. It's, a lot thicker than anything else I've tried.
Oh, do you not like it?
I didn't say that. It's just an acquired taste, I suppose. More than anything, I felt a little shy. Iba offering me to drink from the same cup as him was flattering, and I replayed his invitation in my mind repeatedly. Oh, Chizuru. Suddenly, my cheeks went red hot. But I almost forgot I was in the company of others. Whoops.
Something the matter, Miss Yukimura? You look red as a radish. Are you drunk already?
Don't call me out, you two. Show respect for your teacher. What? No, of course not. I haven't had nearly enough yet.
Don't be an idiot, Nomura. Can't you read context clues?
Huh? Read what now?
Someone knows what's up. Oh, he tries.
Soma, you waste your time. It may take Nomura another 10 years before he begins to comprehend the nuances of romance, and another 10 afterwards until he can use them.
Dang. I'd romance Nomura. He's cute.
Well, I suppose his simplicity just adds to his charm.
What the? Hey, are you guys making fun of me?
With spirits abound, both in our cups and in our hearts, the night felt akin to the days we had spent in Shimabara, one of Kyoto's famous destinations. I was just thinking that. I'm like, man, this brings me back. To the Shimabara trio. Throughout the evening, I would turn my head subconsciously looking for familiar faces, whom I knew would never appear, and sadness gripped me. But I had to persevere and shake the feeling of grief to enjoy one of the few joyous nights I had experienced in a long, long time. Yeah, I hear that. As the room buzzed with excitement and the clinking of glass, Iba nodded at me, and the two of us went outside into the hallway to speak privately. Was it all right for you to leave from your own party so early?
Well, I have a feeling that, if given the chance, they would have kept us there until sunrise.
True.
If I'm not mistaken, your room is here, I think.
Looks like it. I think your room is to the left of mine, and mine is right here. Pretty convenient, huh?
So, they're right next to each other, eh?
Is something wrong?
Say, Chizuru, may I invite you to chat in my room for a bit?
Huh? As in... For a split second, I wondered if there were ulterior motives in his invitation, and I froze up. Are you asking me in for coffee? Coffee? I couldn't help but remember the way he thrust himself upon me, and my back dimples tensed. Your back dimples? It's very specific.
Is something the matter? Had my invitation caught you off guard?
Oh, it's not that, but... So, we're just going to talk, right?
Yes, I promise. As long as my sanity holds, at least.
I couldn't discern whether or not Iba was being truthful, and I felt a little uneasy in his company. But you have full control of yourself, right? As in the demon's voice doesn't bother you?
Well, as far as that is concerned, yes. But the demon is not alone in his desires for you. I, too, have had intimate thoughts about you. Especially now. I must admit, I am somewhat inebriated.
You must be absolutely sozzled to be admitting this, my goodness. Back when the two of us were in hiding, during when Iba was recovering from his severe injuries, we slept under the same roof, but he had never said as much to me. For him to express himself so openly, I had to make a decision. Hold on a second. I keep feeling like something gets stuck in my throat. Sorry. I mean, when a guy invites you in for coffee when he's absolutely off his rocker on alcohol, you say, "You are all I care about." I'd be lying if I told you the thought didn't make me nervous. But even so, you're the only person I care about, Iba. So, if it's with you... My heart galloped like a stallion in my chest. I waited for Iba's response, but he merely stared back at me blankly, which added to the suspense. Don't stare at me blankly. Well, what could I do? I was beginning to worry that his offer was made out of mockery, and my shoulders began to slump, just as I began to feel like a fool. Iba rested his hand tenderly upon my shoulder, which felt safe underneath his gentle touch. A shiver traveled through my body, starting at the tip of my scalp all the way down to my toes. Yeah, there's my butterfly on moon, thank you.
You're trembling. How precocious of you.
Well, I mean, this is my first time. I can't really help myself from feeling nervous.
Oh, I thought you knew what you wanted, do you not?
Well, of course I do, but all of this is still so new to me.
Come now, there is no need to force yourself. Regardless of what happens tonight, you are mine, and I am yours.
My heart melted from his comforting words, and suddenly I felt my worry starting to fade.
Besides, I can already tell that you're feeling a little unsure, so I won't rush you. We can simply share the same futon, side by side. Why don't we retire for the evening?
His cool, calm demeanor was so coaxing. So weird. I never thought I'd get, like, a direct proposition from Eva, of all people. It's like, we could just, like, literally sleep on the same bed. Okay. I nodded. That's a pretty cozy bed.
Later that evening.
We were bundled next to each other, wrapped up in our cotton sheets in one bed. My thoughts reverberated in the empty room. I remembered the faces of our old friends, and I couldn't help but quiver beside Iba. Aw, don't do this to me. I don't want to remember. Kondo, who gave his life after surrendering himself to save the rest of his men. We never even saw Soji in his new outfit. How are you remembering him looking like this? Chizuru. Maybe she's fantasizing, like, how good he would look in one of these outfits. Okita, whose condition worsened every day and was incapable of doing what he did best. Murder. Could he ever pick his sword back up? As for Saito, his chances for survival in Aizu were slim to none, and my mind yearned for the sound of his voice. Aww. Nagakura and Harada were treading their own path. Both of them were such strong personalities that I knew their reasoning must have been solid. To what corner of the earth had those two traveled? My heart prayed for their safe and swift return. As for Sanon and Heisuke, they lived the rest of their lives fighting in the Fury Corps, but I hope that their deaths were painless and quick, and that their souls rested easily. Oh my goodness. I feel so sad! No! How can you make me cry like this? Look at these beautiful boys. I had taken all of our good times for granted, and only a year had passed since we were last together. But now they were memories, petals in the wind. After a while, I could no longer restrain my tears, and a deluge came streaming from my eyes. Iba, seemingly out of reflex, wrapped his arm around me and pressed me close to his chest. Oh. Hi. That's very sweet. This picture reminds me of something. I'm disappointed to say it might be Toma? I'm hoping it's not the Toma one I'm thinking of. There's one where, like, they're sleeping next to each other. But I can't remember the circumstances. I'm hoping there's something else, though, this reminds me of. I can't think of it right now, though. This looks sweet, though.
Chizuru, are you crying?
No. We were basking in moonlight, which peeked through the window in brief flashes. My fragile hope was that they were short enough to hide the tears on my face, but such is the nature of hope that I was proven wrong.
That's not true, isn't it? You think I can't tell when you're crying, but of course I can. Are you thinking of your friends right now? Do you miss them?
Iba was so perceptive, and as he posed his question, he stroked the side of my face softly. I couldn't help but nod. Just last year, we were all together. It got me to wonder why I wasn't with them in the end. As I continued, my heart became untied. I'm so sorry. Both you and the Shinsengumi warriors are giving your all, risking life just to keep fighting. I have no leg to stand on, no room to feel bad, no reason to cry like this, do I? Iba used his slender, delicate fingers to wipe my puffy eyes. And then... No. Iba brought his lips to mine gently. I had never felt as broken-hearted as I did in this moment, but Iba knew exactly what to do. He pecked at my lips, my nose, my forehead, undoing all of the angst festering inside me. As his lips met back with mine, I felt like a little girl again, and I felt gratified by his supple, ambrosial kiss. What a strange kiss to make you feel like a little girl again. After a moment, he drew his head back.
My shoulder is yours to cry upon. You never have to apologize for crying. I accept you, all of you, and this will never change.
His words lifted the emotional weights tethering me down, and my heart felt more at ease.
Okay.
In the safety of Iba's arms, I drifted off to sleep, sinking into my soft pillow. Well, that was very sweet of him. So cute.